Hi, my name is Chelsea,
I'm Andrew.
and we're from the United States, and we've been living in Shanghai, China for the last 3 years. I met Soyun in our Chinese language program, and we've been studying Chinese together over the last 4 months or so. And Andrew is a teacher here.
Yeah, for the last 3 years, I've been working in Shanghai at an international school, teaching.
So we have about 10 objects here. Why don't we start with our collection of keys? It's kind of weird and maybe not necessarily right, but every apartment that we've lived in, we've kept a spare key. And this looks like a lot. I think we have some mail keys on there as well, but I don't know, it's nice to think back on the times of all the different places that we've lived in, from Kansas and New York and now Shanghai. Yeah.
So every time we leave an apartment, I always steal a key. It's not legal, but it's nice to remember the places that we've been.
Yeah. Why don't we take it back to our New York time with this cute little New York City taxi? This is a magnet. And so Andrew and I lived in New York City for 5 years before coming to Shanghai. And as we were going away, one of our good New York friends gave us this nice little taxi. And I don't know, I think the places that you live really influence who you are. And I think New York was a big growing period for us. And it really influenced us. We
Yeah.
really loved living there.
Yeah, it was pretty early on in our relationship as well. So it was kind of a place where we both grew professionally and through our relationship with each other as well. So it's a pretty meaningful time for us in our lives.
Yeah. I really love this jean jacket. My friend made this for me on our wedding day, and it has Andrew's last name on it. And I thought it was just really beautiful and a really nice gift. And I don't know, I always hang it on our coat rack here so that we can see it. And it's just a nice reminder of our wedding day.
So when I was heading back from Shanghai to the United States, a week before our wedding, I got a box of Cuban cigars.
In the United States, you can't buy Cuban cigars, so
illegal. But I got a box to bring back for some friends, just to kind of help celebrate the wedding. But we used the case. It was a nice little wood case to store a number of Polaroid photographs from our wedding, the long wedding weekend that we spent back in the U.S. So there's hundreds of little Polaroid photos that are held inside. We keep this on our coffee table. When people come over, they really enjoy looking through and experience or seeing some of the experiences from our wedding. It's like these little Polaroids were taken just by all of our friends and family at our wedding. So it's funny to see just little snapshots of what people thought was important throughout the wedding weekend.
And to see their personalities and how they decided to take the photos and what they're doing in the photos. So like Andrew said, this is always sitting out, and I don't know, maybe once a month we'll just go through some of the pictures and relive it.
Then a really old pair of shoes. Well, not so old. They look a lot older than they really are. But when we were living in New York City, we did one of our first international trips was to Dubai. We went to Dubai, and we also went to France for a week. And before we went on the trip, one of the shoes that I had were breaking, so I went out and bought these shoes on the way to the airport. And I think they'd been to four different continents and 15 or 20 different countries with me. It's hard to throw them away, but they've climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, been in the desert in Dubai, and all over the place. I think travel is something that's important to us. And this was kind of when we started doing, it was one of our first big trips internationally. So these kind of have a special meaning to me.
Yeah. So this is Mama Bunny. This is probably the oldest object in this apartment.
Yeah.
This was my stuffed animal. I've had her since I was a newborn. And I don't know, this is just a stuffed animal that I always was attached to. And I even still now, as I'm almost 30 years old, and I sleep with her every night, which Andrew has been very kind to let happen. Yeah. I don't know. It's nice, when I like hold her. Like I remember like the comforts of like holding her, and like if I was ever upset, I would always have her. And I don't know. I also think it's a reminder to not forget the kid in you. But yeah, Mama Bunny is this beer glass, but it's not just any beer glass. It's from the brewery where I'm from, Kansas City, and it's Tank 7, which is our favorite beer. Yeah, we really enjoy beer and nice beer. So yeah,
We also found this glass when we moved to Shanghai. It was like one of the first times, not one of the first times we went out, but one night when we were out, we were at a bar, and I like looked over and saw somebody with this glass, and it shocked me because it's from all the other side of the world. So I like went over and asked them, and they pointed to the bar, and there was like 50 of them, and the bartender was really nice and let us take 2 of these. So yeah, kind of represents like us enjoying nightlife and like going out and having fun, but also like bringing like a little piece of you from home to the other side of the world.
All the way in China.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are our objects.